Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Wyld Young.
I'm Eric Colley.
We are in for the Charlies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Charlie Cotton.
Good day.
Charlie Cotton and Charlie Neff are both out today.
Yeah.
So you got me and Eric. But
Lucky you.
I was going to, because look, we have some really big music stories today. So we have Eric here, who is our music dude, also the host of our Get to the Hook podcast.
That's right, with Charles.
On the TMZ Audio Network. All right, let's get into the stories. The most insane story just emerged this morning where we learned that a man plotted to go to a Bad Bunny concert in Atlanta and kill a number of black people, according to federal prosecutors. So we'll tell you guys about that. Very scary situation. Bebe Rexha has beef with G-Eazy.
Who knew? We didn't know this until apparently it was traumatizing is the word.
Traumatizing. She slammed him. Tell y'all all about the drama there. Jason Oppenheim. We got some reality TV news. Jason Oppenheim, he says he's open to Christine Quinn coming back to Selling Sunset, which is big news.
That is a huge deal.
She was like the villain on Selling Sunset, but also one of the biggest stars on the show.
They need her back.
They need her back.
Is it going to happen? Maybe.
We'll see. Kim Zolciak and Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta also returning to reality TV. So
everybody's coming back.
They're coming back, which probably means money's getting low. Well, we know for Kim. We know what Kim Zolciak's case.
That's true. We know that's true.
And for our almost news story today, there is a cop in Nashville, or former police officer in Nashville, that has been charged with misconduct after groping and appearing in an OnlyFans video. So it might sound like he maybe groped a OnlyFans model, but he didn't. He did. He did.
But
he was an active participant in the OnlyFans.
She wanted him to do it.
Yes. He was in his cop uniform and in an OnlyFans.
And what a dum-dum.
What a dum-dum. So we'll tell you all about it. It is a crazy story. But first, there's an Arizona man who allegedly tried to spark what federal prosecutors are saying was a race war by attempting to go to a Bad Bunny concert in Atlanta and kill a number of black people. Very scary.
This is terrifying. This guy, Mark Adams Prieto is his name, wanted to start a race war before the election this fall.
Yeah.
And he specifically targeted Atlanta and Georgia, he says, because Georgia used to be a red state. And then it got messed up and turned purple by all the black people coming in. And so he wanted to go and kill as many black people as he could. And in his mind, that would be a Bad Bunny concert. And so he had been plotting this whole thing. And fortunately, the FBI had some informants who were on the inside of this guy's plot. And he trusted them, thought they were going to help him, and got them guns and things.
So strange. Yeah. So he was attempting to recruit like other people to help him with his plot, and that time kind of how the FBI found out about the whole situation and were able to shut it down. But it just seems it's obviously a very scary situation. I don't really know if a Bad Bunny concert is a place where there are a lot of black people, but Bad Bunny does have a number of black fans. He also just has a lot of white fans. It just seems like
he's just very popular.
Bad Bunny has a very diverse audience, so it just seems very crappy that someone would choose a place like that, which is typically like full of love and life and like welcoming to all people. Try to start something so bad like a race war.
And his plot was to leave behind like Confederate flags and like KKK all the way and all this kind of stuff. I don't know who he thought this was going to help as far as the election goes. Like, did he think this would help Trump? Which is not a good look for Trump.
Not a good look for Trump.
If that's what people think helps him.
And it's not a good look for Republicans, so I'm not really sure what he thought.
I don't know. You know who this sounds like? Charles Manson.
Yes.
The whole thing was all the helter-skelter and killing Sharon Tate and all the crazy stuff he did was to start a race war.
Start a war.
And fortunately, the FBI stopped this guy. It does, honestly, not to be too dark about it, but how many of these things are going on that either we don't know about or hopefully the FBI knows about them.
Yeah, and the scariest thing about this situation is that the FBI stopped him on May 14th, which was the day of the concert.
Right.
So it's almost like
they got him in New Mexico driving from Arizona to Georgia, and they had 7 firearms in his car.
7 firearms. He was charged with firearms trafficking, transferring of a firearm for use of a hate crime, and then possessions of an unregistered firearm. So
this country's, I mean, it's always had its problems.
Yeah.
But things
have gotten a little
it's getting bad.
It's getting bad. Shout out to the FBI, though.
Yeah, good job on that one.
All right, moving on. Bebe Rexha. woke up the other day, I guess this morning, and decided to call G-Eazy an ungrateful loser.
She chose violence.
Violence for seemingly no reason, but she kind of opened up about it. Eric, tell us what's going on with Bebe Rexha.
So Bebe Rexha and G-Eazy, if you remember, had this song "Me, Myself, and I."
Big song,
huge hit.
It's just me, myself, and I.
Yeah, sounded like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now do his part. Nobody remembers his part.
Don't know his part.
You just remember her, which is kind of a part of the thing she said. So her team was tagging her. She was in New York, and she was doing all this stuff for her social. And they said, "Oh, hey, G-Eazy's here. Do you want to do some social content with him? Because you had this huge hit together." And no, she did not want to. She said that he was an ungrateful loser. That she goes, "You have my number. Why don't you text me and ask me yourself? You stuck up, ungrateful loser." She says she's traumatized by the things he's done and how he treated her after giving you your only real hit. Which he had no limit with A$AP Rocky and Cardi B.
He had other
hits, but that is his biggest hit. And nobody remembers his part on that song. She goes, "By the way, the answer is no. Hope you good." I don't think she hopes he's good.
She doesn't hope he's good. This is weird though, because I remember during that period of time, they seemed, at least on the outside, like very cool. They performed together. You kind of seen them hanging out periodically. It didn't seem like there was any issue. So I'm wondering if maybe there was something happening behind the scenes, maybe like contractually, maybe like some money.
Yeah, by saying stuck up, maybe she thought he like snubbed her or something. Or, I don't know. And were things good then and turned sour? Or were they always bad and they just made it look good because you want to sell the song?
Exactly. And I think that's the kind of the part where the fans are always like, what the hell is going on here?
Right.
We don't really know what's happening. Like I said, Bebe Rexha, she took the post down. She said that, her team advised her to take the post down because she's been so traumatized by things like this that she sometimes reacts in like very...
And what I think is so funny about this, and I don't remember really seeing this recently, so we've seen celebrities post something and then they take the post down and they apologize for it. She apologized for the apology.
Yep.
So she posts it, then she takes it down and says, "My team said I should remove it." She goes, "I did. It's negative and toxic." And then later she goes, "I'm writing this because I regret taking it down, and I want to say that I still stand by what I said."
I said what I said.
Said what I said. She doubled down on it. We haven't heard anything from G-Eazy yet. We're going to find out because neither one of them is going to know a moment's peace until one of them says what happened.
Someone tells us what's
They're
going
to be asked about this constantly.
I go, G-Eazy, you have 24 hours to respond.
Right.
Don't.
But he had that whole breakup with Halsey, and that whole thing turned really,
really bad.
So people have not left G-Eazy with a good experience.
I want to ask because Bebe Rexha said something in one of her little rants here. She said that people are just starting to like you again. Do people not like G-Eazy?
I think maybe they turned against him. It's been a while since he had a hit. Maybe she means that, just like you need this.
You need
because the reason her team said this is because I guess Me, Myself, and I is going viral a bit on TikTok.
Yep.
And so she's thinking, oh, you need this because you haven't had a hit in a minute. Now people like you again.
I get it. Okay.
I don't know. I think, and to her point, the worst part is I don't think people dislike G-Eazy. I think they just don't think about him.
Yeah, no, I think he's just a non-factor in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, and so she's like, I gave you your only hit, and you were rude to me, and I said what I said.
Good note, though, calling me out, because I did not know G-Eazy's part of that song, which is kind of Rex's point.
I'm trying to think. I know it. It was him featuring
her. It was his song.
His song.
Yep. He was the first name on the thing. Yep.
But when I think of that song, I remember her in the chorus. Yeah.
All right, moving on to some reality TV news. Some return to reality TV news, or potential returns for some people. Jason Oppenheim. We caught up with Jason yesterday in LA, and he made a big revelation about Christine Quinn. If you guys know Christine Quinn, she's not been on Selling Sunset for some time, but for a while, she was the villain, but also like the star of the show.
Yeah, she drove the show. Like she was why so many people watched it.
So we caught up with Jason in LA yesterday, and he surprisingly said that he is fully on board and open to Christine coming back to Selling Sunset. Here's what he said.
Yeah, I think I'd be on board, but that'd be a group decision.
Yeah?
I think it'd be Netflix, production, cast, it's a lot of people involved in that. But I would be for it if everyone else was.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like she would make a huge impact on the show. This would be...
She's a dynamic woman.
Dynamic woman.
Dynamic woman. So that's interesting, but I also think it's interesting that he said there are a lot of other people who have to agree to this.
Right.
If you remember, after Christine Quinn left the show after, I believe it was season 5. Yeah, she left the show. Christine didn't show up to the reunion that year.
Because she had COVID, she said.
Because she had COVID. And then TMZ, we caught photos of her a day or so later, not with COVID. So
right.
she
wasn't
didn't.
she like out, like lounging by a pool or something?
Literally, we just caught her just like out. And she was
Yeah.
at a commercial shoot, I believe, for something else.
Yeah.
Not with COVID,
Yeah.
though.
Why are you at a commercial shoot if you got COVID?
If you got COVID.
It doesn't go away in a day.
So then after that, Christine ultimately left the show and just kind of started her own firm. But like, it was a lot of drama. So I'm assuming that not only, you know, the cast members, but members of production, the kind of executives that work on the show are not the happiest with Christine because you can't miss the reunion. Like, it's in your contract that you have to come to the reunion.
And then she left and was like, I don't need this anymore. I got my own thing. Her own thing hasn't taken off, I think, the way she wanted it to.
Right.
The show has not been as big without her.
To Christine's credit, like, the show is not as poppin' as it was a few seasons ago. So
it seems like this is like Jason Oppenheim. Obviously, he can't say this because it's not his show. Like, he can't just make a decision. But she needs the show needs her. And honestly, even if there is still bad blood between them, even better.
Even better. Like, bring her back. This is the best time to bring her back.
Yeah. Like, if they all, because it's not been that long since all this happened.
No, it's only been a few
If there's
years.
hurt feelings, those feelings are
They
still hurt.
still there. Interesting, though, a lot of speculation has been growing simply because Christine has been hanging out with members of the Selling Sunset cast, which, I mean, if you know anything about reality TV, like, you start seeing them like hanging out, kind of like soft launching a Christine comeback, and then she'll probably appear once or twice next season.
Yeah.
And then she's back.
And you know, she said, like, Christina said that she sort of played up the villain thing because it was good for her brand, really.
Right. It helped her kind of grow into this monster star.
She's very self-aware, and by showing up at these events with the cast and getting herself back out there, she knows what she's doing.
She knows that the fans will be like, we want Christine.
I respect the hustle.
I kind of do as well. All right, moving on to some other reality TV news. Kim Zolciak and Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they are coming back to reality TV. They've teamed up for a new Hulu show. It is called Got to Get Out. It's a game show, mix of celebrities. And I don't really know how I feel about this game show. I feel like we are kind of missing the ball with Kim Zolciak and Cynthia Bailey. Like I said, the show is on Hulu. That's great and all. I want them back on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. A lot of celebrities have been doing these kind of like offshoot reality TV shows. We see things like The Traitors popping up. This new game show, it's called Got to Get Out, where they'll be...
Spencer Pratt's going to be on it.
Spencer Pratt. Probably a mix of other random reality stars.
It says contestants live in a mansion for 10 days.
They
fight for $1 million.
Probably do like games and challenges and things like that.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, Kim Zolciak and Cynthia Bailey, bring it on back to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
You want the drama.
We want the drama. Like, and like, that's what the fans, first of all, the fans have been asking for Kim to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta since she said that she was getting divorced from Croy. Now, that divorce is messy enough.
That's still been going on.
Still going on. But like, we would all like to see that play out on reality TV. And I don't know if maybe Kim's trying to avoid having that side of her life being shown on reality TV, but like, that's all we care about.
And she, you know, financially is not in a good spot,
like,
to put it mildly.
And Kim, be for real. You are not going to win the $1 million from Got to Get Out. Like, of all the people, Kim, please.
Yeah.
Like, and Cynthia Bailey also similarly has kind of stepped away from Real Housewives of Atlanta. There's speculation about whether she was, you know, like formally fired or kind of just let go for a few seasons. She's been trying to do this acting thing, which it's kind of a thing, but it's not really a thing.
Yeah, like working, but not. She's famous for Real Housewives.
Famous for Real Housewives.
That is the bread and butter.
More what the story is. I would like for both of them to go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
You think they would? You think, and would Real Housewives of Atlanta want Kim? Because on the one hand, there's so much drama there, and everybody's been following this. Like, her life, she's not on a reality show, but her life is one.
It literally.
So it'd be great to bring that back, but I feel like Kim kind of crosses that line to where her drama is so messy, it might get in the way of the show.
And it's actually like real.
Yeah, like you're trying to film the show and then like suddenly like the cops are coming because Croy's, I don't know, took her watch or something.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
Could make it a little messy.
I mean, you know, she hasn't been, as far as we know, hasn't been asked back. So maybe the producers are like, we'd love to get the attention, but we don't want that drama.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
There is an entire new cast, though, for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our almost news story of the day, which is honestly the most craziest story I've ever heard in my life. And
what a dum-dum.
And I gotta like be careful how we say this because I don't want to like sound too risque. But there is a former Nashville police officer who has been charged with misconduct, relieved from his duties, of course, because he appeared in an OnlyFans video. And I know what you're thinking. Like, he cops should be allowed to do OnlyFans, or maybe some people think that. Like, people should be allowed to do things in their own free time. But here's where this gets murky.
This is where he messed up.
He was not doing it on his free time. He was fully in his police uniform, and he was on duty in the video. So he was an active participant or actor in the OnlyFans video.
It's a woman. It's her OnlyFans, and he's not even like naked in it.
No.
So the setup of this OnlyFans is it's her video where she's in her car and oops, she gets pulled over for speeding and old porn thing. How do I get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
So the cop walks up to the window. You don't see his face. You just kind of see his crotch basically.
Crotch
at
area.
the window.
Yeah, because it's an OnlyFans.
Yeah, and you see like the gun and the belt
Right.
and all that. And then he reaches in and she shows him her breast.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches in and gropes it to let her out of the ticket, and then she like grabs his crotch, and she goes on. So that's as explicit as it gets.
That's the scene.
The thing, and he'd gotten away with it too. But this is the part where he messed up. When he reached in to grope her, you could see his shoulder, and people could see a little bit of the logo
of his
it was Nashville Metro PD, and people were like, "Hey, that's a cop. That's not just a generic police uniform somebody rented for an OnlyFans video."
They go, "Is that Sean Herman's uniform?"
Yeah,
that's the cop's name.
Yeah, so people like the police department finds out about this. They did some sleuthing, did some good detective work,
investigating. AKA,
they found out the date this video was filmed, where it was shot, and found out he was on patrol at that time. And then they're like, "That's you. That's your arm.
That is your arm and your uniform and your skin."
So he got fired for it, and now the guy's now been charged with criminal misconduct.
Misconduct.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little. I don't really get the misconduct charge. I guess
you can't do that when you're an on-duty cop. You can't be shooting OnlyFans.
But is it misconduct in a criminal sense? I feel like it's more of like a.
I think for them, why they hate this, not just that he appeared in OnlyFans, like we said, he's not naked, nothing like that, but because the whole point of the video is, if she shows a boob, a cop will let her out of a ticket.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it makes them look bad. It's like, because it looks like you can just get out of stuff, and also that cops will grope and molest somebody if you let them to get out of a ticket. It's a bad look for cops.
I just should possibly go to jail.
He won't.
I don't think he'll go to jail. I'm being drama.
No, but he'll make an OnlyFans about being in jail.
Actually, he should make an OnlyFans.
I'm the officer at a women's prison.
I am, yep. And he should make an OnlyFans and only wear a cop uniform. I would just be like the OnlyFans cop now.
It's going to be like that generic when you buy it like Spirit Halloween, you know?
Yeah, with a little stick-on badge. All right.
Like a Velcro outfit.
Well, Eric, thanks a lot for joining me today.
Yeah, it's fun time.
All right, y'all. The Charlies will hopefully be back next week. But we're out of here. Have a good weekend.
Have a good week.
See you guys later.